Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, what comes to our mind when we first think about the word unity? Well, unity is a very fundamental concept that shapes our lives, communities, and even societies for ages, especially for us Indonesians. As we all know, Indonesia is a very diverse country. It is very well known for its biodiversities, yet it is also very well known for its social diversities. Peoples are coming from different religions, cultures, and even races. Even according to the Wikipedia, there are approximately 1,340 different ethnicities lives in the countries. Ladies and gentlemen, when discussing about unity in diversity, it is an inseparable aspect for all people since we embody the spirit of unity inside the representation of Bhinneka Tunggal Ika, our country's exclusive slogan for its people's unity in diversity. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this kind of exclusive encapsulation is expected to help persuade our people to understand the context of unity in a more advanced manner so that we could together foster the true meaning of United Nations. But in reality, when we're discussing about unity, a misinterpretations often occurs. Somehow, the majority of people tend to hold such logical fallacies when trying to figure out the real meaning of it. And for that, ladies and gentlemen, on today's occasions, we will together seek the true meaning of what unity truly is and why does the majority of people tends to hold such logical fallacies when trying to understand about it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, according to the Divine Metrics, a book written by Greg Braden, he explores unity towards the concept of the blending of modern science, spiritualism, and also he explores it towards the concept of ancestral wisdom, even though it's not directly connected to the multi-diversities. But the concept explored is pretty much relevant and it is applicable to almost every kind of implementations. In the book itself, Greg Braden, he defines unity as an interconnectedness, which we could revert to collective thought about interdependencies, where in order to live in harmony, people shall learn to accept diversity. Well, ladies and gentlemen, but in reality, interdependencies as an important value of unity itself, of course, sometimes received as in misconceptions which we call with logical fallacies. So, what is the logical fallacies? Well, logical fallacies, according to the Purdue University, is an error in reasoning, which undermine a logic of certain arguments' validity. To be exact, it is a structural flaws in thinking, receiving, and expressing informations. And in this scenario, the most commonly involved logical fallacies is the either or fallacies, where in a situations, one often thought that there will only be two solutions. It's the either you go with it or you never do it circumstances. And this kind of fallacy is frequently manifested into such hurdles in order to achieve unity. This is why, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes a contradictory perspective often appears where people refuses to elaborate further in order to unify their cultures. Ladies and gentlemen, the example of this predicament can be examined by how there are still Indonesian people who refuses to learn Indonesian languages as they thought it was an attempt to eradicate their already existing languages. But the reality is, when they are learning the languages, they're opening a new opportunity so that they could try to introduce their cultures, they could promote it, and even they can try to captivate people's interest. Ladies and gentlemen, and unification doesn't necessarily mean that we are trying to eradicate an already existing cultures. It doesn't mean to build a whole new identity, but indeed it is there to pursue so that the identity itself can be more widely known by people and also more acceptable by people. Ladies and gentlemen, how can we as a human expect to achieve unity if the boundaries that divides us remains unseen? How can we nurture something we do not truly understand? How can we kindle a flame that we have never grasped? Ladies and gentlemen, how can we hope to embrace one another if we lack the courage to step forward? How can we? Ladies and gentlemen, unity is like a very fragile thread. It is woven by the hands of many, yet very easily unraveled by the slightest tug of the fission. It is like a delicate flame flickering in the winds of discord, and it is no other but us who can help to fix it. Ladies and gentlemen, unity is our responsibility. It is us and only us. We are the one, and we will forever be one. That's all from me today. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.